So we need to talk about Roadhog. There's a lot of problems with Roadhog. I think we all agree it's not an easy thing to solve because they're so intertwined, the problems with the kit. First off, the easiest possible removable part of his kit to actually make more interesting is the fact that he's so selfish. There's an archetype within Overwatch called the resource donating off tank. That's what I like to call it. It's the Zarya Diva area of the game. Essentially what these characters have, they have a big burst of resources to give to an initiator like Winston, Reinhardt, Junker Queen, Mauga, all of these type of characters that want a load of stuff to go in. They need a big burst of stuff. And that's kind of like how Overwatch 1 kind of worked. So I was thinking, Roadhog is the least healthy character in the game, right? And the most frustrating part of him is the fact that he doesn't do anything helpful for anyone else other than himself. Why don't we make it so that he can give resources to somebody else? And my original idea was, okay, so we'll make it so that he can throw his breather to a tank, give the tank his breather, 300 health, same amount of damage reduction, and then it does the breather effect on somebody else. Very simple, right? You give it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt gets to basically swing into them while he's being healed, while he's getting damage reduction. But Didak's come back to me. We started talking about it because he offered to do some little reworks for me. And what we kind of worked out is that Roadhog is a character that wants to do stuff at the same time as somebody else does stuff. So what if we make it so that Roadhog can apply his breather at the same time as somebody else? So the optimal way to do that would be to be active more or less at the same time as them. So essentially what we come up with Roadhog being able to breathe and being able to give it to somebody else. If we Zarya bubble a Widow, that's kind of annoying, but the Zarya bubble's gone after 2 seconds, so that's good for us because you can kill them after 2 seconds, right? So maybe Zarya bubble's less annoying than just giving HP. So he thought maybe we reduce the HP regen. So we put that down to 150 and we put it over 3 seconds and we give it a 30% damage reduction. So essentially Roadhog can at any point channel for 3 seconds on somebody else and give them damage reduction and 50 HP regen like a break pack. So essentially you're going to be healing yourself for 150, healing somebody else for 150, applying damage reduction to both of you. So essentially it's going to be the best given onto somebody doing a big pressure like a Winston, like a Bull, like a Doomfist, like a Reinhardt, like a Junker Queen, and you'll notice a good lot of the lobby is able to do that. If nobody wants to play it, that's fine as well. You don't have to play it. This is just an extra thing we've got in here to make it a little bit more fun this time. Welcome everyone to 6v6 once again. This is going to be doing weekly from now on, 4 PM BST. Every single week we have a Roadhog on both teams. Beautiful stuff. We have, oh no, we don't have Roadhog on red team. We've got Reinhardt Diva, but blue team has Roadhog Mauga. Traps going out. We'll just wait for the first breather, see if it's doing stuff. There's a cooldown, you can see that. We'll see if they focus on anyone else to see if they can breather. And charged immediately off the map. Oh, well, we won't get to see that for a little while. Drone Crypt just charging all the way from high ground to the other one. It'd be better if not every team played Roadhog anyway, so we can get good feedback. Yeah, 100%. Ultimately, we're here for 6v6 pugs, right? For people to see if it's a good option that makes the character a little bit more healthy, right? Beautiful stuff. So red team's capped out half a thirst. I saw Bob Ross and Rodent both healing there. I saw it. The vape! Yes! The vape! Maybe this is going to be a bit OP with Mauga specifically. It's a very resource-focused tank. So we've got Ramatra with Roadhog pushing them back. Oh, blue team's got 3 people on high ground though. Reaper just dropping into the backline, reactionary, almost getting someone. Will they get hunted down there? I like it gets them out. Oh, Gorilla half health. Tree goes down, but they get blown up anyway from the Ramatra with the Roadhog with the nano boost there. Stay on to Bob Ross, see if we can see anything interesting. Hey, JFK. It's just a little bit more ability to be helpful to other people from Roadhog here. Oh, nice hook. That was a very nice vape, keeping them in armor there. 3, 2, 1, and then another heal here maybe. Obviously, we don't know exact numbers right now. 4-person Diva bomb. We don't know exact numbers right now. He's useless now. Shut up. Shut up. He's exactly as useful. Do you think Roadhog really needed 300 health on the cooldown in order to be useful? That's what was changed. Yes. All right, Ogara. Whatever you say. Maybe we need to make it so he can be entirely selfish with it and keep it the same at the same time. But this is what we're doing for now. feel like the Hog rework has to be busted with Tracer Genji, Sombra, and Vulcan. But that's the thing, you can only give it to one person. Only give it to one person at a time. So it's exactly as busted as having a Zarya in that comp as Sonda. Exactly as busted as having a bubble onto Tracer Genji or Sombra. It only does things for a very short period of time. It's got a very short uptime. So it's more likely to be used on somebody doing like an AoE pressure cycle into the middle of the enemy team. We started it with the idea of like lower damage reduction and higher healing, and then we reduced the healing because we thought that's probably the bad part. Yeah, bubble lasts 2 seconds, but the healing lets them engage a second time. That was why we were toning down the healing. That was the logic behind it. We're trying to keep Breather with exactly the same kind of feel. Extending engage versus doubling engage. Extending engage versus baiting out engage and then doubling engage. Yeah, I get what you mean. We'll see how it works. Obviously, the first test. It looks to me right now that in terms of healing your fellow tank, it seems reasonable. I don't think people have the timing, and this is kind of like when Zarya bubble, where people will Zarya bubble at basically random and not use any of the basic like immortality or the immunity and that sort of stuff. They just use the extra health, or maybe not even use the extra health, that sort of stuff. That's what I'm feeling like now is happening with Bob Ross and Rodent. Very good stuff by Red Team though. Beautifully capped out. It only heals 150 total right now, so not super impactful as a healing resource late in the fight. Yeah, it's more of a spot healing later on, or just like a throughput healing, but really like the idea of it is you pick Roadhog and Winston. Winston would jump in, get the damage reduction with that big jump in, and then what would happen is 6 or 7 seconds later, you'd be able to get a heal on somebody at the sideline. You'd be able to peel a little bit more, that sort of stuff. So it basically makes it's a slow enough resource that it makes it people be incentivized to still be aggressive with it and not just use it defensively. Title of this Hog video, I made all Hog players cry. You can still do the same thing you used to do. You just have 150 less health than you used to have. You guys. What is Red Team doing? They're just kind of like standing around in the middle of nowhere. Oh, Sigma's emoting, that's why. I feel like Hog players are like this decently. I think there are a couple of problematic parts of the kit, right? There's the selfishness of his kit, and completely separate from that, aside from the selfishness, there's this kind of idea that the hook is volatile, sharp, non-telegraph pressure. And I feel like that's the part that Hog players actually like, the ability to just stop lobby by doing that. So we kept that entirely intact for now. And we've just worked on the selfishness. And we'll see if that actually pulls in somewhere useful. I kind of want to quit Overwatch right now. Don't quit Overwatch. Come join us. Come join us and play some 66. The superior game mode. Because Overwatch isn't the problem. Blizzard's ability to balance is the problem. Just so everyone knows, this is Didac, who is in chat. Changes to Hog. They're going to do some work for us for one of the characters per week. That's what we've got planned. So you've got kind of like a little bit of variety in here as well as the normal stuff. As well as just playing pugs, you get to see like interesting reworks. You think 6v6 will come back? No, I think Blizzard is going to sit down in a room and they're going to be like, well, the Switch players would have lower FPS and also queue times, and then their face is going to be like twitching, like their eyes going to be while they do it, like they have a gun on them and they're not allowed to say anything. Too much pride? I think too much pride is the main thing. I mean, let's be honest, the amount of meetings. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is this? The Beyblade gets free eventually. Not just the Beyblade, obviously, but the High Noon comes through at the same time, gets free. I think it's mostly the pride that's going to prevent it, but I don't think it's an untenable problem. Their ego would hurt too much. Samita would murder them with 100 videos about, I knew I was right about 66. They listened to me and brought 66 back. Yeah, we can't change it. People will be so smug. Ooh, the hammer. Gets the Zarya. Zarya goes down to the hammer. Volcards go down as well on the Widow, but they weren't with the rest of the team. We got Nano. We got beat from blue team. So if we can get anything out of it. Ooh, there's a bit of a fail on the throw of the vortex there. Didac did yesterday show me a rework for Ramatra, which essentially was lower cooldowns on quite a few of the abilities. Lower cooldowns, lower duration, that sort of stuff, which really seemed impactful for making it so Ramatra could cycle his stuff properly in 5v5. Isn't your pride? It would undoubtedly be a bad PR move. They look like there was no point in the sequel. I don't think you can have bad PR for Overwatch 2 in the mind of the casual consumer. I think the only consumer that matters right now to Overwatch is the people that are playing the game. I think going back to Overwatch 1 might even be positive for the casual consumer. I mean, there is 500,000 people that saw the thing that I put on my video the other day, the Asmongold clip of him just scribbling out the Overwatch 2 when they did the announcement. Those people haven't looked at Overwatch since. And if they just hold their hands up and say, we screwed up, we were wrong, we didn't change the format for really no reason, we think the old format was the correct one to go with, I think, you know what? People like that will cover it again. People like that might be more positive about the game. So as to whether it is bad PR to change and admit you're wrong, I don't think it's bad PR. Not personally. Obviously, it depends how you handle it. But ooh, full brawl onto the Reinhardt. They're going to go down. Gorilla Grip a little bit too high, but Suzu bails them out. Oh my god, we cannot remove intangibility from Suzu no matter what we do. That is not a possibility. Good stuff. Is Ram an off-tank in 6v6? I think the thing is, the off-tank, main-tank dichotomy doesn't happen as much in 6v6. I mean, Initiator in 6v6 before was always like a question mark to me. It was always like a question mark. Because the comps of Reinhardt, Winston, Bull together were fine, but there weren't enough Initiators to tell whether they were bad in general. There weren't enough tank players to see. Well, there weren't enough tanks in the game to see whether it was going to be good. Personally, I don't think Junker Queen and Reinhardt's bad together or good together. I think Junker Queen and D.Va, Reinhardt and D.Va, and Reinhardt and Junker Queen are pretty much even. So the Initiators, for the most part, from what we've seen, is pretty much as tenable as the other ones. Which I don't think the double shield argument really stands, just due to the fact that Orisa doesn't have a shield anymore, and the only real big character to do that much damage is like Seigaram. Yes, so double shield was a problem with AoE healing and the strength of shields. The moment that they reworked Orisa, double shield was completely gone from the video game. All you have to do is make it so there's an even amount of glue that is easy to use in the game to make it so that you want to stand in an area together, and rocks to throw at the glue that is easy to do. If Winston, Zarya, and D.Va being thrown at extra resources into the rock is good enough to break the rock, you've made a healthy game. I love eating glue. Exactly. I love eating glue too. The problem is that double shield just had too much glue. There was double shield, and there was Baptiste, and there was Brig. So essentially, you can't ever throw a rock at it. That was the issue. And that is really easy to fix, and it seems like we have. So there's no reason for it to ever be a problem again. Gorilla Grip playing the Reinhardt with Megamon on the Zarya. New Machine on Baptiste. Kind of a nice little brawl comp coming out here from Red Team. They're rotating to point. Tracer's pressuring from the side with Eno there. Ooh, Eno goes down to a melee from Drunk Kang. 2 down. Volkard's down as well. Blue team pushing straight in. They should be able to full demolish this now. 2 players down. Unfortunately, when your DPS are down, there's only so much you can do. Ooh, Junk Kang gets a meme machine with a double tap from the corner. Ren goes down to random damage from Megamon though. Random right clicks into the back line. Let's see if Gorilla can get anything. The pin. They got the Cassidy. O'Gara had a year of little faith. Excited for the tank patch coming? I'm excited for the developers to talk about 6v6. That's going to be fun for me. Yeah, I'm very excited. Nice. Carnage and gets the Reinhardt. Oh god, we've already used our bubble and then they grab. Yeah, that do be what it is. I mean, I think 3v3 is the way forward. Why don't we just not play the game and play 0 versus 0, guys? 41st and 40 every hero on every team. Yes, and the switches in the world would all simultaneously melt. That is what was happening. Every switch would cry at the same time. Very nice push down there. Gorilla Grip trying not to get murdered, but the carnage goes through and they get them eventually. Will Zarya go down here? Oh my god, the blue team are actually going down regardless. Pulse goes in for Eno though. This is all to fight for. Volkard's in the back line on the Reaper. Beyblade gets knifed. And then Eno's just gonna So everyone here, the self-heal passives are still on. I do think that is a universally positive for the game. Bucket Battle Royale. I do not think Overwatch is remotely optimized for a Battle Royale game, but it sounds like fun. Wasn't there the announcement of the Battle Royale game that Blizzard was doing that got cancelled? Ooh, one clip. 2 kills based off that. I think part of this is the fact that red team are playing so fast with that Lucio. 95%. See if we can stabilize the tool. Blue team doesn't have any else to use, but maybe they can do it without. They've got 2 down, but they're not able to get it. They would have full cap back with that. Maybe got up to 60%. And honestly, blue team's ult cycle was going okay for the next fight if they were able to touch. Counter swap in this game? Yes, well, the counter swap problem is solved, well, essentially by having somebody else to fill in for your weaknesses, which is what we produced here. The Zarya Junker Queen is just such a fun brawl comp. It is so fun to play and watch. And then we got Ramatra with Reinhardt on the red team. No! Stones! No! No! Blue team takes back. It's actually really good from blue team. They got Echo, they got Genji, they got Bull, really mobile. Red team's playing more or less brawl. Seems they're not being self-regen. Yeah. Oh, you know, getting crushed. Are you able to get out? I don't know where they recalled to. They're getting out somebody. Let's see what Megamon's able to. Let's see what playing with Ram with a Reinhardt looks like. Look at that shield. Shield in front of Reinhardt to enable their pressure, stop them getting some damage. The shield is really good for reinforcing somebody else's pressure cycle. Almost as good as a Zarya bubble, to be honest. It's a very interesting one that the Ramatra shield is good, as good at reinforcing Reinhardt as a D.Va Matrix. I don't think either of them's more or less healthy. I guess the trouble is any character that can't brawl in and of themselves, like Zarya, that can't like do the initiating, can have bad pairings with characters like D.Va and Roadhog. The people that job is to only give the resources have been kind of feature crept by characters like Ramatra and Junker Queen that can give resources to the other tank at the same point as oh my god, that shatter. That shatter. Holy Jesus Christ. The swing back in. 2 people dead though, 40% from red team. And are they holding? I feel like they should be holding. Me Machine half health to the ball at the back line. Let's go into their view. 250 HP, old flashbang. I don't think the old flashbang's been re-put in. I think it might still be a hinder flashbang. AO. Anyone wants to join? Please join the waiting room. I currently have 14 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 4 more people in order to get a second game off the ground. Beautiful stuff. Me Machine, 98. They are contesting. 1, 2. JFK is going to have to do a lot of work in order to be able to get this. They just pounce straight on stabs the moment they're in. It looks like red team has capped out the second. Older hug themes are mapped, yeah, and level borders. Level borders is the thing I miss most of all. Oh my god, Jesus! Oh. The Roadhog. We have double poke, as we used to have back in the day. Sigma Hog was a thing, but the Hog now has extra resources to give to other people. That's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Reactionary does not want to use something stuff. Ooh, gets a heal on the Sigma there. Look at that effect. Woohoo! They're going to have to play split angles with this DPS. Interesting thing, since you do require LOS in order to activate the heal, you can't play ages away from the other person. You have to play like relatively close to them. It was an interesting discussion that we had with regards to like the balance of it, because you have a lot of moving parts there. You have the amount of time Hog is locked out for, scaling at the same time as a damage reduction. So you can give 3 seconds of damage reduction to someone and lock Hog out for that long. One stun though is really good. Oh god, I don't think an ad boost is going to be enough. And then you have the opposite version, which is essentially you have the amount of health scaling per second. So the shorter it is, the more like condensed you make the health. And then you have like the third thing, which is like the time that it takes to actually put it on them. So like you have a lot of things scaling differently. So it's an interesting thing to balance. I thought we're gonna have to do a few iterations, but honestly I think this is quite good. At the moment, the only thing I'm thinking is we probably want the Hog personal lockout to be 3 seconds at the same time. Or maybe just a little bit longer. No! The vape! Survive with trance. Oh god, red team's really struggling here. I don't think the teams are too hilariously unbalanced. Blue team's just really, yeah, Overwatch stun luck. Honestly, hog carrying right now seems to be. Oh, that hook onto Rodent, forcing out the overdrive. Discord goes on them. Charge goes into the back line. Kush really pushing them back. A lot of resources burned from red team though. Rodent's charging in, gets a slam, gets the cage. Silence going down, Sigma going down in the cage. Looks like we're probably going to be able to push out first. Oh, but Noxu's in the back line murdering people. Noxu, you got this. Go on. No, they know I'm here. Ooh, looks like blue team, maybe they get the contest. One. Ooh, we get the point regardless. Doesn't matter what happens now. Red team's still going to win though. That stomp from Rodent. Man, Malka's stomp is really impactful when you bring another tank into it. There's so many more targets to hit with it. It's hitting a lot more often. I feel like with 6v6, quite a lot of the time you pressure areas instead of people. Whereas in 5v5, since there's less people on the map, you end up having to pressure people. Oh, Pulse in the back. Oh, it's okay. Bubbles has this button that stops him dying. Go, Bubbles. Bubbles goes down. Let's go into Bob Ross' point of view. So 6 able to cook up anything with the drill. Oh, Kush dying to the just the pure amount of damage coming at them. Cool. I feel like Malga's smaller. Is Malga smaller right now? I feel like they've made Malga smaller. Does anyone think they've done this? I feel like I feel like he's smaller. Massive numbers advantage from blue team. Blue team having nano and pulse to get something good going. Red team having almost nothing apart from cage. Ooh. Marking the tracer from the back line. Being mirrored by Sick. Pulse goes in, doesn't get anything. Can we get anything from the nano though? I thought they were going to nano silence there. It would have been quite funny. Ooh. Beautiful stuff. Get that nano out. Get that nano out. Nano Noxu, it will make me laugh and enjoy myself.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Nice stuff, nice stuff. Good, solid, happy stuff. Well, let's have a little interview. So we got Reactionary and Xylon, who are just here, and they are both playing tank for blue team. Let's pull them out. Hi guys. What are you thinking about the Roadhog change? So you're the blue team tanks, right?
Yeah.
I actually think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think because there's no range on it, so I can like stand on the other side of the map, shoot at the enemy team from an off angle, and then just heal someone on my team when they might want it.
Max 20 meters. I'm not 100% sure how that's implemented, but it should be probably defaulting to the next closest. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's more depth? You can
I think it's great.
We're happy with it.
I feel like I actually do something with it, so I have nothing to complain about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Xylon?
I mean, as the other tank, I don't really feel it that often, but
it might be that you're on Sigma, so you're not really wanting to use the resources.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's interesting because Double Poke will work with that, and Roadhog will work with like more of an initiator character, which is makes him a bit more maneuverable in like different comps. Maybe reduce the amount of like bad comps you can have. 20 meters is still large. Yeah, so 20 meters is the same range as Roadhog's hook, so we chose that essentially to make it a little bit more obvious to people. Hello, Flute. I see you. If anyone wants to join, please join the Just Join channel. Hit just here. The moment we have 24 people, we'll be starting a separate lobby. Hello, Harag. Oh, that hurt. Oh, God. Oh, it doesn't matter how healthy you make the heal ability on Roadhog. At a certain point, you have a hook that's complete bullshit. So, it's a concept floated around by Reactionary, this person right here in the Discord server. That essentially what we should be doing is we should be giving Hog a wind up for their hook. There's kind of 3 things that are like the factors for lethality in Roadhog's kit, and it's the same things that are factor for everyone's lethality. See red team and blue team in the back there. Red team's got nano and Kitsune. Blue team's got nano and trance and flux. So essentially you've got two things. There's essentially like the damage profile is like this for different heroes. And there's volatility, which is the time between peaks in the pressure. There's sharpness, which is how big the pressure peaks. And there's telegraphing, which is how far before that peak you actually know that it's going to happen. These are like the three things that combine to really tell you whether something's lethal or not. For Roadhog, it's just a super short massive spike, which is unhealthy. Yeah, a very lethal ability. And when you put a very lethal ability on a tank who essentially has real good access in order to apply that lethal ability to wherever they want, you end up with that situation where the Roadhog can just kind of like walk at whoever they want, and regardless of what happens, they're gonna fucking kill them because they have 500 health and a breather. So essentially, what we've done is we shortened the leash on Roadhog by reducing the amount of self heal they have, so they can't telegraph they're gonna kill you 10 seconds later by just walking at you. And also we've made it so that the selfishness problem for the character had been kind of reduced. In terms of actually reducing the lethality of the hook, it's hard to tell whether you can, because Blizzard have purposely courted a audience for Roadhog that essentially just want to murder stuff and stop lobbies with the hook being completely overpowered. Very good stuff from blue team. Lovely stuff. The double poke combination was a little bit too hard. Who knows whether that was the Roadhog or whether that was the general team being slightly unbalanced. New Colosseum isn't as bad anymore. No, I agree. I'll come join you.
Yeah, about the double shield thing, I mean, I didn't play against it. I was on the team that played the kind of double shield.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel it was like as toxic because you couldn't didn't have the stacking shields from the Orisa. But
yeah.
it did have downtime.
Yeah, and the thing that lower players found really annoying was just not having any downtime on the shields. They didn't really care about the way that it functioned. They was just like, shooting shields bad. That was just as far as it went. So I definitely think that's pretty much solved it. The double shield is like, it's a weird one. I really like how it's so easy to swap between modes, and quite a lot of the initiators have some sort of resources to give to other people.
Ready for battle.
Grey line on your left side. So my door's open and a little bit of sunlight was coming through, like just there, because the door's behind me. Thank you. Appreciate it. What have we got going down? Looks like red team's 82% on their first capture point on the pull. What we got Implicit on the Roadhog with Push Dropper on the Jungle Queen. We got Reinhardt Zarya on the red team. Let's watch Push Dropper. See how it feels to be healed by a Roadhog player. Oh, nice meaty headshot on the Mei there. Shout comes out. No carnage so far. Oh. We just about get him. Just about pressure him down with the knife through the shield. Ooh, carnage. Good stuff. Looks like we cap out. Both tanks go down in the end, but doesn't matter. We managed to get through. Red team's on Reinhardt and Zarya. Let's actually go for pocket. Let's go for pocket. The Mei, 69%, the highest ult charge on the team. They've done loads of damage already. Ooh. I blocked pocket. It's probably the lag for a pocket there. Oh my god, I see the wall go up twice on pocket screen. It's what you get for being American. Yes, they're American. And we get slept and murdered. Got nano boost on online. Just gonna go straight in main. We need the nano. Ooh, the nade goes in. Immediately kills the Junker Queen there. I must say the Roadhog without the purge and without the ability to stop the nade coming in isn't quite as healthy for the initiator in order to make them survive permanently like the bubble DM does. Then then things are compared. But because there's no ability mitigation there, right? There's just damage mitigation and health. But on the other hand, Roadhog is a poke character that does a shitload of damage at range and has a one-shot. So, like, should he have as much to give the Initiator as Zarya or D.Va? I don't think so. For my own personal thoughts. It's nice to be able to sit here for 4 hours and basically theory craft. So he's going to flip back to red team, 40%. Red team are clearing up. Blue team's got Blizzard, got Whole Hog and Dragon on the field, but red team's got Grav, which is basically as good as free ults in and of itself if you can get it to land properly and get Reinhardt to swing into something. Malgazaria seems actually busted. I know you're not min-maxing, but Malgazaria, Cassandra, that Lucio seems top. Malgazaria, well, that's dependent on Malga's actual like ability to do stuff. Malga's been toned down quite a bit, so he needs a load of resources in order to be able to do stuff. So the question is having an all or nothing thus a brawl playstyle good enough? Can you just cow out like if you can cut Cardiac Overdrive? It seems to me that comp just is incredibly frail straight after. So I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I think it's yet to be seen. It's weird that my my high rank lobby hasn't really like cottoned on to any of that. Hey guys. Right, if you go to the role select at the top of the Discord and then scroll to the bottom, there is a ping you can press, which I'm going to use for notifications specifically for pug stuff. We will be doing a survey for what character you want reworked for next week or changes for next week. We're going to be doing that around midweek. We're probably going to give you 3 characters to choose from, and then we're going to select one and focus on that one for the week and try and make it interesting, just for a little bit of extra changes. Aside from that, I love you all. Thank you for being here.
I love you too, Ralph.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the games.
No worries at all.
Thank you, Ralph, for making me play to free to CP maps.
Yeah,
I'm really
cares,
grateful.
Have a good week.
Ralph, when are the toes coming out?
When are the whats?
The toes.
Depends on the gifted sub like quantity. Honestly, that's kind of how it has to happen, doesn't it?
Is it 10 gifted
Everyone
subs?
has a price.
All right. I'll see you next week, guys. Invite
you
family,
later,
invite friends. Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Will do. See ya. Bye.
Ban 2CP next time. Well, if they want to play 2CP, they can not enjoy themselves. Doesn't matter to me. I think for 5v5, Zarya need 20 charge when a bubble is used regardless. What, for a baseline and then extra? That would be an interesting one to even out for low ranks. That would even out quite a bit for low ranks. As I say, we have a feedback channel here for anyone to give feedback on the changes we did for this week, specifically the hog changes or anything else you want. I'd love for you to give some kind of feedback on whether you like it as a concept or in practice. I think as a concept it works. I think in practice it's a little bit hard to communicate to people exactly. Maybe I should have done a bigger speech to people altogether to tell you how to play new hog.